So I never thought I will be doing this. Literally, I think this is the thing I thought the worst. I didn't think about it. Okay, look, I feel so weird, freaking crazy, insane, like I'm freaking delusional. I distilled a formula, literally a formula to measure in a metric how much meaning you have on something. And first of all, no worries because look, the worst math grade I've had in my life, I have it now. So I'm gonna explain it to you really plainly, and you're gonna understand. Okay, it's pretty easy. And another thing, why would you give a dark? Well, first of all, life meaning. Okay, let's talk about life meaning. You want to, I mean, humans are meaning finding machines, meaning getting machines. Probably, I think almost everyone wants meaning in their lives to be serving for something. And if they can know exactly, accurately, how much meaning they have for something, and to see if they actually love a passion, if they don't love something or someone, and they can actually measure it in a number, that is a banger. Okay. The second thing, this has to do more with sales, business, and marketing, is that when we what we usually call perceived value, that is because usually you buy more expensive stuff than what it actually costs, but that is only because of the meaning people find on it. It's not perceived value, it's meaning. Like for example, I oxygen. Right now I am breathing, right? You're breathing as well. You didn't notice probably until now. It was a very long time ago since the last time you noticed probably. And right now it has meaning to you because you know that if you don't have oxygen, you're gonna die. If you're drowning, suddenly oxygen becomes the most valuable thing ever. But actually, oxygen has its value. It doesn't change. What changes is meaning. And we price based on meaning, not based on value. So the value itself is a number that I will say it never changes. Only meaning is what changes. Okay. So so to get a metric, and also for the math savvy people, this is gonna be really cool. I think. Um, yeah, I have one person between 8 billion probability of taking the leap, and I did it out of curiosity. I said, let's do it, and that was it. Here's the thing. It's pretty easy, okay? I have spent some hours using an AI to synthesize lots of stuff into a single unit of meaning. The Alifia, I called it. Why? Well, because my agency is called like that. I just, I don't know, I just call it like that. I tried that fast with him and I actually started today. So this is today. I did it today and I'm recording this today. Publishing it today, distributing it today. Okay, I don't know if someone finds a formula to calculate meaning like me, or if they have already done it, but I register it today because I'm gonna send this email, live with you. If you ask yourself, why the heck am I doing it in Outlook, it's because that way I'm gonna register that I just explained it to you. Okay. So, basic version. Conscious multiplied by subconscious to the power of value market value multiplied by possibility divided by friction plus 1 multiplied by time. And why the plus 1? The plus 1 is so the universe doesn't break. Because if something is a decimal, it's going to shrink. So just have this in mind for a moment to remember a little principle, and it is that if you have an exponent that is a decimal, it's always going to shrink. Like if you, for example, you want to take 20% of 100, you're going to multiply 100 by, how is it? 0 0.5, 0.2. And if you do it repeatedly, of course, you're going to be getting an even lower number. That's why we use plus 1. So conscious, subconscious, possibility, friction, how do you measure that? Thing here is that we are using our own bodies. We are calculating how much activity you have here, how much you have here, how much you have here, how much time is passing, what is the actually possibility of doing the thing, okay? And then we lock that in time. I'm gonna look. I hope you're not surprised. Please be seated. Do not go out of this video. Okay, I'm gonna do it. This is the formula. Okay, this is much easier than you think. Okay, much easier. I'm gonna explain it in like 2-3 minutes. Okay, it's pretty easy. I promise you. So, let's start with the numerator. Okay, it's just this part here above the line in the middle. So we define the internal force as the product of kinetic integration. I'm not gonna read this to you. Okay, I'm just gonna say it right away. This is like oxygenated blood in the prefrontal cortex. So the conscious mind. We are calculating here how much are you using your conscious mind using blood. Okay, and we also use the metabolic flux, the rate of chemical energy being burned by the body. What does this mean? We're gonna see also like how many calories are basically you are using to use your little head. We measure that in joules per I forgot. Oh shoot, joules per second. I think it was, yeah. Well, V is pretty easy. V is market value. And when I say here that we raise the man force to the power of objective utility, what I mean is that we can get big ass formulas because they exist in the economic world to get the most objective price of something. Because as I was telling you, you can this actually like objectively, because that's what it is in reality, this can cost $100. But I can sell this for $500, $600. You know that, right? So there are formulas to get the actual $100. And that is what matters, right? And usually if you want to do it fast, you just get the market value, not the fair one, because that has multiples usually. Okay. This reflects that a high value goal exponentially amplifies internal alignment, while a low value goal, decimal exponent, acts as a mathematical shrink. Why? Well, because value is like how valuable is the actual thing you're pursuing. If you, for example, are scrolling in social media, how much does that cost? Not for others, to you. Nothing. Zero, right? So what's gonna happen? Zero. Because when you get, even if you're utilizing your conscious, your subconscious, you're utilizing it. If you have zero or something near to that, a value is gonna shrink. It's gonna go to zero probably, or at least very near. It's gonna happen. The fancy word is asymptote. I probably you saw it in school. Now the possibility, pretty easy. I mean, how much is the possibility of me actually drinking the water, right? If you want to reach the moon, what is the possibility of you reaching the moon? You know, we might have meaning and stuff that we might find crazy. That is why it's so important to know the possibility. We can make an estimate, of course. There are many big ass formulas you can use as well. But yeah, you can use an estimate, okay? So then we multiply the result by the Bayesian probability of success, meaning is expected value. If the probability of the outcome is zero, the current moment of effort carries no logical weight. This is important. We don't do something, I mean, it just shrinks the meaning a lot if we cannot achieve something like tangibly. I mean, yeah, you might think like, what if I want to contribute to others? That is infinite, right? I mean, you can do it. You will find meaning. Okay, you will find meaning And I'm gonna give you a calculator, by the way. I'm gonna give you a calculator if you tell me in the comments you want it, because this is pretty complicated, right? And you don't want to calculate all of this by yourself. I'm gonna give you a calculator so you can find the meaning on each thing you want. Each thing is something intangible or something tangible. Now, going to the thing about infinite stuff, the possibility might be lower, okay, but it is not zero. It is not one, probably. Like, always there is a possibility. It is a generalization to say that something is absolutely impossible. When you say you're contributing to something, at the end, in some way or another, it is something tangible. So, denominator. So the thing below the line. So here, this U and this delta, this O, this is a fancy way of saying friction. And what we do is we calculate the drag on the system using the coefficient of conflict. From the part of the brain, we are basically calculating how much of the part of the brain that is the bridge between the conscious and the subconscious mind we are using. Okay, why are we using that? Well, because between the subconscious and the conscious there is a battle. Okay, if you want to know how to create systems that work, or to actually work and be addicted to discipline, you simply have to align your subconscious with your conscious. That is your animal side with the conscious side, with a rational side. When does this happen? When you're in the flow state. When you're in the flow state, you have a big ass passion for something. You have lots of meaning. And your subconscious is aligned with your conscious. But your animal side wants to do it. You know? It's concentrated on everything. And your conscious also wants it. There is complete alignment. That is how you become addicted to discipline and hard work. Okay? And there is another way, is to detach yourself from doing stuff, which is just elite level. It's building infrastructure, automations, delegating to people, so a system gets a predictable output, something constantly without your efforts. But if you want to get disciplined and do stuff by yourself, you have to align it. Just a quick thing. The temporal decay. Using the standard economic discounting model, we divide the meaning by the exponential of the time delay. The further the reward is in the future, the more it shrinks the perceived logos. Like, yeah, we'll just say logos. I don't know. So why? This is a fancy way of saying time. The E with the P little there and the delta T is time. What does it mean? Well, how much am I gonna take to drink this water? That's it. You know, math usually use lots of symbols to explain really simple stuff. Okay, once you get it, it locks in. Now let's talk about the summation, this part here and the dt here. What the heck does it mean, Samuel? It doesn't make any sense. It's pretty simple. Okay, look, once you have you calculate the the parentheses, right? This part of the equation that has the division, you're gonna get meaning per second. Why? Because the time is second, right? And then what you do is this is called I forgot the name, but what it does is that simply it is like a multiple. Okay, look, it's gonna multiply. If you, for example, if you took 40 seconds to actually drink a water and you get on the parentheses 40 meanings per second, then you're gonna multiply 40 by 40. That's what you're gonna get. The total meaning. That's it, and that is the actual number. Now, if you ask what is the lim and what is the dt? Well, dt is part of the stick, okay? And lim what it does is just the mathematical way of saying that that thing had meaning in that moment at that point of time, and it will never change. It just locked in time. Like if you know cryptocurrencies, for example, you know you have a blockchain, right? Well, usually transactions are just locked and they never change. It's the same thing. It's the same thing like a veiled monolith, right? Okay, it stays there forever, mathematically. That's why the infinite. And well, yeah, that will be it. So let me know. Yeah, I'm recording here. So let me know if this was too hard. I'm gonna leave the calculator here the moment I see some comments asking for it. But if not, either way, I think this can be pretty valuable. Of course, this is the first version of it, and either way, I have to concentrate on lots of other stuff. Lots of other stuff. Actually, I was indisciplined when doing this, but I don't know. I just I just said what if, and I did it, and thankfully, not like I don't know Oppenheimer, Einstein, Da Vinci, we have AI, so it is much easier to get this type of stuff clear. Okay, so now I'm gonna send this, and we are ready, right? So that will be it. Thank you very much.